Welcome back, everybody, to the Meeple Marathon. Today we're going to be playing through the Isle of Cats solo. So, for right now, I have set up for a medium difficulty game, which means I have the standard 3 solo lessons here, and then 1 advanced solo lesson, which is this one right here. For anybody who is not familiar with how to play the Isle of Cats, I'll talk through things as we're going here. But essentially, it is a polyomino tile placing game. It's essentially a puzzle. And what you need to know for the solo game is that these 4 cards here is how the solo AI is going to score points off of my board. So the solo AI does not score their own points. They don't have their own board. What they do is they are called your sister in the game. Your sister is on the same boat as you, and she is kind of stealing your cats and things like that. And so, for example, if I bring in over 15 cats onto my boat, she's going to score 5 points for every cat over 15. For every fish that I have unspent at the end of the game, she's going to gain 4 points. She's going to gain 3 points per common treasure. So that is these kind of orangish treasure tiles up here that I have a stack of. Those are common treasures. As rare treasures, which are more yellow, golden color, come out, they'll be stacked up in a line right here. So I obviously want to, these are harder to obtain though. Treasures are really good for filling in spaces. Obviously, like this little single guy here helps you fill up rooms. And then the last one here is that I want to make sure I have a cat of each color, at least one touching a treasure of some sort. So I'm going to need to put treasure on my boat to keep her from scoring points. Also, as the rounds progress, more and more of the colors are going to be displayed here. And so what this is telling us right here is that our sister is scoring 5 points per blue cat I put on my boat. So obviously I want to stay away from putting blue cats on my boat. But at the same token, if I don't put a blue cat on my boat, she's going to score. And if I don't put a blue cat on my boat and put it next to treasure, she's going to score 5 points for it. So it's a toss up. I definitely, at most, only want to put one blue cat on my boat and make sure it's touching treasure, and then I want to stay away from it. Other than that, these aren't the worst solo lessons I've seen before. I don't have to stay away from the edge of the boat. I don't have to not there's ones where you don't want to cover up the maps, which gives you treasure tiles, but at the same token, if I cover this up, it's going to give me a treasure, so I may actually stay away from covering up the maps and getting. Anyways, we'll discuss strategy as we go along. So I've already gone ahead and mostly set up the game for a solo, aka 2-player game. So I have the 2 fields here, the left field and the right field, which is essentially 8 total cats. In a solo game, you always want to make sure you keep them in order because the solo AI is going to take from this row based on a number. I also have my Oshaks up here in a line, and I'll keep my rare treasures in a line. For me, my goal is to be filling up my boat as best as possible. I have to stay within the borders here. And then as I gain some of these cards here, some of them are going to be lessons personal to me and or public lessons, which technically in a solo game are still just personal to me. And those will give me directions on how to score additional points. But for the most part, I want to be filling up my rooms, covering up the rats, and grouping families together. So light colored cats together. And that's pretty much it to get started with. So we know we want to stay away from blue. Let's go ahead and get started. Normally in a multiplayer game, the Isle of Cats, you are drafting your cards. So you get 7 cards dealt to you, you take 2, you pass to your left or pass to the right depending on the round. In a solo game, we're simply just going to take 5, 1, 2, and we get to keep 3 of them, and we have to discard 2. Now, we won't have to necessarily keep all 3. We just want to set aside 3 and know that we're not going to be able to keep 2. So let's see here. This card here is going to help us go faster in the turn order, but that's it. It's only providing us 4 speed for one particular turn. This one here is providing us half of a basket to capture a cat and 1 speed. Now you have to have a basket and you have to have a certain amount of fish to lure cats onto your boat. But this is a broken basket, so you need 2 pieces to put it together, but it's also a nice cheap card. You can see here that anything in the left field is going to cost me 3 fish to lure on. Anything over here is more difficult. It's going to cost me 5 fish. This is, the purple cards are anytime cards. They can be played, like it says, anytime. When it suits me best, I would just play it. In this case, I have to discard a permanent basket, which I'm given 1 basket to start the game with, which is the same as having a basket here, but it's permanent. I get to flip it over and then renew it at the start of each turn. So I don't know if I really want to go with this. So I'm going to go ahead and discard that one. There's one of the 2 cards I have to discard. This one says 9 points if you have exactly 5 blue cats on your boat. Well, normally that would be fine, but that would give the AI 25 points. That would give Sister 25 points. So this one's a no-brainer. We're going to check that one. This last one here is pick a color. All players get 1 point per treasure touching the chosen color cat on the boat. Okay, so obviously I'm gonna keep these 3 for now. Let's draw 5 more cards. All right, so what have we got here? So this is a full basket. It's only got 1 speed, but it costs slightly more. We've got more of these, and then we have another broken basket. 10 points if you have the largest family of cats. Now, for solo, this particular card, Family Tree, we have to have 7 cats in our family to gain these 10 points. And that can be kind of tough when you're playing solo because you don't know what cats are going to hurt you the least until the end. And so your direction definitely changes. So I'm going to decide to chuck this one. And this one says all players get 5 points per treasure map they have not covered. So this would be a decent one because if you don't cover a treasure map, that means you're not filling the room, and any unfilled rooms at the end of the game cost you. They're negative 5 points. So this would be a way to almost negate that. It really just keeps you from having to take a penalty from a room. But public lessons in solo only get you half of the points. So it's really only 2.5 points per treasure map that are not covered. So again, not a big fan of that one. So I'm going to go ahead and keep these. So here are 6. Normally you get 7 cards. So what you do last is take 1 card and it's added to your hand. So now at this point, we need to decide which of these cards we want to pay for and be able to keep. This one is really nice. Keeps me from needing multiple baskets. So I don't feel like it's necessary to keep both of these. Let's keep one. Discard the other one. I will keep... Now see, well, let's bring this back. I could either spend 2 to get a full basket here and only 1 boot, or I could spend 3 to get 2 half baskets. I think I'm actually gonna discard these 2, the 2 half baskets, or you know what? I'm gonna keep this one. I'll tell you why in a minute. I don't feel like I need the boots quite yet, and I do need a lesson to start gaining some points. If you don't have lessons in front of you, that you're not going to score enough points to overcome your sister. So at this point, I need to spend 2, 4, 6, 8 fish. All your currency is fish in this game. So you need to spend 8 points to keep these cards. Normally in the game, you are supposed to acquire 20 fish and then spend the fish. Just for ease of use, you'll see me only take the amount of fish less. You will only see me take whatever fish I need minus what I'm buying. So in this case, I'm spending 8, yeah, 8 fish. So I'm going to just claim 12 fish. So we'll do 2 5s. So this is essentially claiming my 20 fish and then paying 8. I think that's just an easier way to do it. Okay, so at this point, oh, this is a public lesson. You know what? I don't want that card. That's really not. That's only half a point. Okay, so I didn't take any lessons. I'm going to take my anytime cards. I'm going to set it down. Now at this point, I need to decide how many cards I want to play this round. Well, I'm not going to play this one because it's only half a basket and I don't have the other half. So I'm going to set that one off to the side. Now, the question is, do I want to attempt to get 3 cats or 2 this round? Because I've got a permanent basket. This will get me 1 cat. And then I've got these 2. Since it's early on in the game, I don't know what colors are going to hurt me, so I don't want to bring too many cats on the boat. I want to try and focus on building up one big family. So I'm actually going to put this card aside. And these are the cards / tiles I am taking into this round. So you can see I have a speed of 1. Let's see what the AI is going to do. So this card, all of these cards tell us which cats and or rare treasures they're going to steal, but the first card you turn over tells us how many cats they're going to steal or how many cards they're going to go through and what their speed is. After this first card is flipped over, you don't ever care about these bottom symbols. So I know, first of all, that they're beating me 3-1. So I'm going to take the sisters. We can tip these over like this so you guys can see them better. The sister is higher on the mountain. The sister gets to go first this round. All right, so I'll take this back out of the way. Then we know that they're going to take 3 turns, 3 baskets, and this card counts as the first one. So then we're going to take 2 more, and I'm just going to set them up above like this. All right, so sister gets to go first. So she's going to take cat number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just throw that off to the side. And rare number 5. There is 1 rare treasure. Anytime that you cannot get to the number that it says, you take the last one in line, which happens to just be the only rare treasure available. So she took the rare treasure away from me. Okay, so now at this point, I can spend my basket. So I'll put that in the discard pile. And I get to pick any fish that's up here. Remember, I don't want blue, but there's no blue to choose from. So how do I want to start the game here? You can my starting fish can go anywhere. I tend to like to start at one end and move around. I'm not quite ready to start covering up my treasures though. So what is a good starting point here? Probably to start with fish. I just got to pick a color, really. And so I'm going to pick one over here that's nice and cheap. And we will go with... oh, gosh. I always hate making this decision. All right, so I'm gonna pick one over here. That means it's going to cost me 3 fish. And this is the first one of the game. So let's pick purple. And I'm going to stick purple right there. Okay, again, I kind of stuck it in the middle so I can work from all the ways around. I could probably leak my purple family over to this one if I really needed a treasure tile. Other than that, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else for me to do. So we go back to the AI. They get their turn. They're taking cat number 1 and Oshak's number 5. So here we have my Oshak's cards that are deliberately stacked up like this. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that one is gone. All right, then we come back to me, and I can pick one more color. So I think... I'm going now. At this point, any cat I add has to be touching a full side one of my tiles that I've already put down. And to do this, I'm taking my permanent basket, flipping it over, and I will take another. Do I want to spend the 5 and just kind of see where this can take me? This does fit kind of nicely there. Okay, so I'm going to spend 5. I'm going to stick this one right here, just like so. Kind of work my way there. Hopefully purple's not the next one, but if it is, it's not the end of the world. And now I'm basically done. My round is done. But the AI gets one more turn. They're taking cat number 6, which doesn't matter at this point because I'm not taking any more, but they are